What time are you going to be home tonight, sweetie? Are you going to be home for dinner?
Yeah, I will. I'll be home when I feel like it.
When exactly is that? I need to be able to plan at least a little. Can't you give me a rough estimate at least?
I don't know, whenever I feel like it.
You can't even give me a guess. Or tell me why at the very least?
It's just work stuff, nothing you'd understand. It's too complicated to explain to you. Why does it matter when I get home anyway?
Because I have stuff to do myself. I work and take care of the house. I don't really have a lot of time to lose. If you had to take care of the house and kids and work too, maybe you'd get it.
How do you not have time? You work from home and just write all day. There's no way you don't have plenty of time. Maybe you need to learn to manage your time better.
I manage my time just fine, thank you. I hardly waste a minute. Speaking of, I am wasting plenty talking to you. I still have an article to finish by tonight. I was gonna cook, but you can find your own dinner tonight. I don't have the time.
Didn't you just ask me when I was getting home so you could cook?
If you're not gonna tell me, why bother trying to work around your mysterious, unknowable schedule? I'm not a psychic. I have things I need to get done. I've got a ton of deadlines to meet and articles to review. I'm not dropping it all to cook for you whenever you feel like turning up.
You're being super selfish. I work all day to provide for our family, and you can't even bother to cook one meal? You just sit around and do nothing all day. I work and I get nothing for it.
I make nearly as much as you, and I take care of the house. You hardly help at all. In 20 years, you haven't even as much as washed a dish.
In 20 years, all you've done is get fat.
Excuse me? How dare you say that to me?
I didn't say it. Carl from work did. He told me it must be hard to face your friends with how fat you've gotten.
Wow, that's incredibly rude of him. And even worse for you to repeat it. Carl isn't exactly a model himself. Who is he to be talking about other people's weight? Not to mention you could stand to lose a few pounds yourself, Kevin.
All I'm saying is you could put more work into your appearance. Honestly, it makes everyone uncomfortable. Even Ricky tells me about how much he hates being around you.
What do you mean?
It's just unpleasant to be around you when you eat. You're like a pig. The sounds you make when you eat are repulsive. Carl said you shouldn't be making pork chops anymore because it's like you're a cannibal. And Ricky told me you smell like bacon.
Why are you telling me all this? I do everything to support this family, and all you do is insult me. I'm really not interested in what your rude coworkers have to say about me.
I'm the one supporting this family. I'm the one putting the food on the table. Maybe if you lost some weight, you might get all that gunk clogging up your arteries and you could get some more blood to your brain. Then you could get all of this through your thick head and figure out how to do something for the family.
Maybe if you hadn't been fired from your last job, we'd have enough money to where I wouldn't have to work all day and raise our kid. You're making half of what you used to. And between Ricky's tuition and our normal bills, we hardly have enough for the three of us, even with me working.
Yeah, whatever, fatty. I don't feel like listening to this anymore. Let me deal with the money. You should be dealing with all the rest. Carl's wife does everything for him, and she has a part-time job to boot.
Why are you comparing me to her? He makes way more than you do. He can afford to have a single income. His wife doesn't even really work. She's in one of those direct marketing things. She just has parties and sells overpriced makeup to her tennis friends. And I'm pretty sure they have a live-in maid. I don't think I've ever seen Laura do anything other than shop and go to lunch with her friends.
I'm comparing you to her because she's an actual wife. She's skinny and beautiful and knows how to treat her husband right. You're just a selfish, useless hag.
I'm not taking any more of this. If you want to eat a home-cooked meal, make it yourself. I'm done with this conversation. Ricky, when are you going to be home? Are you planning on eating dinner with us?
Nah, I'm good.
Aren't you hungry? It's just about ready.
I already ate. Can't you eat it yourself? I've seen you pig out before. I'm sure you could finish it all.
What's up with you? How can you talk to your own mother like that?
Are you gonna start lecturing me? Dad's right. You're a real stupid tub of lard.
How dare you speak to me like that? I can't believe you'd say anything like that, especially to me.
Why shouldn't I? You hardly do anything for me or Dad. You just act like a victim when all Dad does is support us. All you do is stay at home and stuff your face. That's why you blew up like a balloon this past year.
You have absolutely no right to talk to me this way. You're being incredibly hurtful.
Why should I care about a wild hog like you?
If this is really how you're going to treat me, I'm done. You and your father clearly don't care about me at all.
Yeah, why should we? What have you done for either of us? We don't need a pig like you hanging around. Dad's done nothing but work hard to raise me. What have you even done? Maybe if you lost a little weight, you might get motivated to do something for a change. Other than eat, of course.
Are the two of you really not paying any attention to what I do? You know what? It doesn't matter. Why am I even asking? You clearly don't care what I say. I'm just wasting my time.
Yeah, you are. I don't really want to be seen with you anyway. All my friends think you're a nasty pig. Let me know when you've lost some weight. Maybe then I'll be able to look at you.
You won't have to look at me anymore.
Oh, really? That'd be great!
If I'm really that awful to be around, then I won't be around. Bye. Good luck with school. I guess you never came home last night. I did end up cooking after all, but the plate I made for you was still in the fridge this morning. I even called your work, and your nice receptionist told me that you left the office at 3 to go drinking with your coworkers.
I didn't feel like coming home after all. It didn't seem worth it to bother with you anymore.
Is that so?
I talked a bit with Ricky, though. He said you were in a mood and it wasn't worth it to come home. So I crashed at Carl's place. Why don't you just get out? Leave Ricky and me alone.
Do you want me to leave? Ricky said the same thing.
Yeah, I do. Ricky told me what you said to him yesterday. All you know is how to whine, huh?
So what you're saying is you'd be happier if we got divorced and I left.
Yeah, didn't you get that? Ricky and I would both be glad to see you gone.
Do you really hate me that much? Did you ever really love me?
Did I really love you? Wow, you've got to be kidding me. I tolerated you for a while, I guess. Maybe I did love you at some point. But after 20 years, I can hardly remember if I did or not. And now that you're a fat beast, I definitely don't. I don't think anyone could love someone that looks like you. And Ricky and I both don't want to live with you wallowing around anymore.
If that's how you really feel, I'll leave. It's not worth trying with you two anyway.
Great. We'll be glad to see you leave. Hopefully you can haul your fat self out the house before I get home. If you can even walk. Maybe you should get one of those motorized scooters. Not sure if they make them big enough for you, though.
Fine. If that's how you want it, we can get a divorce. My lawyer will send you the divorce papers as soon as she can. All you need to do is sign and we can end this.
Sounds good to me. I'll sign them the moment I get them.
If you need anything, you can talk to my lawyer from now on. Bye.
Honey, where are you? When are you coming home?
Honey? I'm not your honey. Are you sure you're texting the right person?
No, I definitely am. You're definitely Susan, right?
I might be Susan, but I'm definitely no one's honey, least of all yours. I'm pretty sure I stopped being your honey when you and your son kicked me out of my own home. I may have been your honey at one point, but I'm definitely not anymore.
What are you saying? You're my wife.
You didn't seem to think so a week ago, and now you're coming back and begging me to come home? It's kind of pathetic, really. But no matter what you do, I'm definitely not coming home now.
Come on, don't be like this. We need you here.
Oh, you do? That's a first.
Stop messing around. I'm serious.
Why do you need me now? You said you'd be fine before.
The house is totally filthy. The trash keeps piling up. And there's no food in the house at all. Can't you just do something to help us?
No, I can't. Nor do I ever want to.
Why not? You absolutely can. You did all this stuff for ages.
Sure, that was the old me, from before you decided I wasn't worth keeping around. Now I've decided I'm done putting up with this abuse. Maybe if you and your son were even a little bit grateful for everything I've done, I might be willing to come back. All you did was take me for granted. What, did you think the house just magically cleaned itself? The fairies cooked your food and did the dishes. That all the groceries magically appeared in the fridge?
No, of course not. We were grateful. We still are. We just didn't know how to show it.
Well, you knew how to show how much you hated me.
Oh, please, come back.
No, thank you. I see no good reason to.
Why not?
You agreed to the divorce, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess I did. But that was then. This is now.
Then there's nothing more to say. Once the papers are processed, we'll be divorced. I won't be your wife anymore. If we're not married, I have no reason to keep taking care of you. I'm no better than a stranger to you.
Then who's gonna do all the cooking? And the cleaning? And the shopping? Ricky's just too busy with school and his job at the library to do it. You have plenty of time to do it. Come home and help us. We're your family.
How do you not get it?
Get what?
The moment I walked out of that door, I stopped being your wife. I don't live at your house. Why would I cook and clean for free? Maybe if you paid me my hourly rate, I might think about it.
Pay you? You're kidding.
I'm not. And anyway, I doubt you could afford me. Why not hire a maid? She can take care of you since you're so useless.
I'm not hiring a maid.
Well, I'm not about to do it for you. Figure it out, you idiot.
Who are you to call me an idiot?
Just some stranger you're texting when you could be cleaning. You don't care about me any more than some random person on the street. So why should I care about you? Maybe you can hire someone to care. I doubt you'll be able to find anyone. Either way, it won't be me, though. Here's an idea. Maybe you can ask that girl you were seeing. What was her name? Lana. That name sounds pretty familiar.
How do you know about her?
You weren't exactly secretive about it. My girlfriend said they saw you and her out at dinner, and you gave her a huge diamond ring. No wonder we were struggling to get by, with you blowing all that money on jewelry for other women. And she was married too. I wonder if you even care about Ricky. Not that he cares about you. All he does is sit inside and play video games all day. And all you seem to care about is other people's wives. I wonder what Carl will think when he hears you and Lana were close.
How do you know about that?
Oh, I came to your work one day. The receptionist was kind enough to tell me all about Carl and his trophy wife. She knew all about the affair. Turns out when you insult a poor woman like her all day, she has a lot of motivation to dig up dirt about scumbags like you two.
That pig? I'll have her fired.
Oh, don't worry, she's quitting soon. I found her a job with my publisher. She seems quite happy to be working somewhere where she's actually appreciated. But you better hold on to your job. I spoke with my attorney. We'll be suing you for whatever we can, and I'll definitely try and get alimony. I think what we have is enough to convince a judge, but these texts will definitely be the cherry on top.
But how? Aren't we divorced already?
Not quite yet. It's yet to be filed. And there's just enough time to request changes before it goes through. I've already got the process started. You'll be receiving new papers from my attorney soon. I'm glad it ended up working out this way. Why should I stay with a husband who doesn't love me and a son who'd rather see me dead? I really should be thanking you for giving me this opportunity to start over.
What are you going to do after you get divorced? There's no way you can support yourself.
I'm doing quite well with my writing. My agent thinks I might be able to get a book deal. But I won't even need it with your alimony checks.
Are you really gonna ask for alimony? I can barely afford to live on what I make already. You're just gonna sit around and live off my paychecks.
Don't worry, I'll be plenty busy. My company's starting to take off.
Company? What company?
You really don't pay attention to anything I say, do you? I started a company last year to support my writing work. We publish articles about local businesses and restaurants. We've got a bunch of promising young journalists on our payroll. That's how I've been making enough money to put Ricky through school. Since what little you make barely covers our expenses. Did you really not realize?
I guess not.
In fact, I've been making more than enough to cover everything. The mortgage, the bills, food. And good thing too, since your entire salary goes to pay off your credit card debt. You really should pay more attention to your finances.
What am I gonna do now?
Maybe you should break it off with Laura. That might save you a few bucks. And instead, use what little you make to support yourself and your son. You won't see a red cent from me, that's for sure.
Come on. Come back. Don't let us live like this. At least come back for Ricky's sake.
Ricky doesn't want me there any more than you do. In fact, he was the one who told me to get out first. And anyway, he's an adult now. If he doesn't want my help, I'll respect his wishes. Like you should with mine.
Then come back for me at least. Don't let me rot like this.
You were the one who threw me out of my own house and asked for a divorce. And now you're crawling back to me? Begging me to come home and dote on you like a helpless child? I'm not interested. Now that I have the time, I'm going to take care of myself. Maybe join a gym, slim down a bit. I'm actually looking forward to it. Maybe I can find a new husband, one who actually appreciates me for who I am and doesn't treat me like a slave. Hope you can figure it out. But stupid animals like you don't know how to do anything. Good luck, you dirty dog. After that, the judge agreed to reconsider the terms of divorce. With all the testimony and record of Susan's conversations with Kevin, she got everything she wanted and more. Kevin was ordered to pay alimony despite attempts to fight it. All his appeals were rejected by the judge, and he saw nearly half his paycheck go to pay off his debt to Susan. Susan, who was making more than enough from her own work, decided to donate it to charity. Kevin could no longer afford to pay for Ricky's tuition, and Ricky was forced to drop out of school. Ricky had no choice but to work to support himself and could only afford community college after his dad began to pay alimony. Meanwhile, Susan's company took off, eventually being bought by a massive media conglomerate. She also managed to get a book deal, and her book sold millions of copies in its first week. She now lives in a beautiful penthouse suite in a high-rise apartment with her new husband. They're expecting their first kid in the fall. Susan, feeling some motherly instinct, was kind enough to help Ricky re-enroll and pay for some of his tuition with her royalties, but they never did manage to mend their relationship. As for Kevin, he's still stuck in his dead-end job and working alongside Carl, a fellow divorcee. Him and Carl don't get along terribly well these days, but he has no choice but to keep working to keep on top of all of his debt.
Hey there, office drone. Guess whose son just got hired to work at your same company? Could it be the son of the largest shareholder? That's right, you guessed it. Oh, I see. That's right. This company finally recognized a genius such as myself. There was some pretty fierce competition over who would hire me in the end, really. But thanks to my dad pulling a couple of strings for me, what with him being the primary shareholder and all, I ended up here. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, don't forget whose son I am. Got it?
Yes, I'll make sure to keep that in mind. So, what does this mean as far as the actual job is concerned?
Frank! You don't seem to understand yet. Your new job is to do whatever I say and don't ask questions, okay?
You want me to do whatever you say? Do you have any concrete examples of the type of request you might be making of me?
What? Are you stupid or something? Geez, do I really have to explain every single little detail to you?
I am sorry if I'm a little confused.
You're really gonna try and make me spell this out for you. Okay, I will make this as simple as possible for your tiny little brain. Here, I'll even write some instructions so you don't forget. Every morning when I go to work, I want you waiting in front of the building with an Americano from the cafe across the street. And anytime I have overtime, I'll be sure to pass the work on to you. I'll also be sure to make sure you handle any claims that I might be asked to deal with. Not to mention, any miss or mistake will also be coming down on you. Got it? And whenever I ask, I expect you to go and find out the numbers of any woman in the office that I point out. It is also now one of your new duties to make sure that my desk is always kept in pristine condition. And whenever I tell you to do something, you will answer it with, "Yes, sir." Do you understand everything I've written here? I feel like I kept it pretty simple for you.
No, I'm afraid I don't understand at all. None of that had anything to do with work at all.
Oh, so the office peon is gonna put on a fight, huh? Do you really think that's so wise given your position? Have you forgotten that my father is the largest stakeholder for the entire company? If you try and fight me, all I have to do is speak to my father and you'll be fired.
I just don't think that it's very appropriate for you to be lording that kind of authority over others.
And that is exactly what some poor guy who's never had any kind of real power wouldn't get. In this world, power is everything.
I really hope that you don't see the world in those terms.
It's the only way the world can be seen by great people. And that's my whole family is made up of. My brother, my cousins, my grandfather, even my niece. Every single one of them is a high-ranking officer of some of the largest companies in the world. It is our birthright. We're above having to listen to petty gripes of poor people like you. So good luck being my slave from now on.
Hello, Clarissa. Is everything all right?
Oh, Frank, thank you for earlier. Kyle was just about to make me go to lunch with him.
So he was able to pass all of his work to you, but at least you managed to avoid the lunch.
If I'm being honest with you, I'd rather be buried in paperwork than ever have to take that violent, narcissist scumbag out to lunch.
Yeah, he really seems to have a thing for you, I think.
No, that's not it. He's just hooked on the idea of trying to make every woman in the office his personal secretary. He's honestly such a scumbag. He only sees women as things to be won. And he's always threatening to have us fired.
That's horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. I think we really need to do something about him.
I agree, as long as it doesn't get us into trouble. But I really am thankful for you always helping out around the office. The thing is, now I'm just really worried about doing anything that might draw any more attention from him.
Well, I don't mind at all. Leave it to me. Anyway, if anything happens again, just let me know. I'll do my best to help out, however I can.
Thank you, Frank. The same goes for you. If you need anything, just let me know.
Yeah, of course.
And if that creep ever pulls anything shady with you too, you can always talk to me. In the end, we might not be able to do anything about that guy, but as long as we can have someone to talk to about him with.
Clarissa, thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey there, my loyal servant. How did you like the taste of a knuckle sandwich earlier?
You really are a piece of work. Do you know that?
Aw, is the little baby at home while his mommy nurses him back to health? It's almost bedtime for you, isn't it, little guy? Well, this is exactly what you got for trying to get between me and Clarissa with your pathetic little speech about leaving her alone.
Are you serious? You don't think that maybe you just went a little overboard?
Well, the lady is mine either way. Got it, punk?
I really don't think that she feels the same way for you, and I think we'd all appreciate it if you quit messing around while at work.
Excuse me? Oh, you've really got a mouth on you now, don't you? You've got some nerve talking to me like that. Do you really think that some office monkey peon like you stands a chance against such a powerful family like mine? Try it and I'll beat you into a pulp again. I hit you because you were forgetting your place in the food chain and tried to disobey me. Did you know that with just a word to my father, I could have you fired?
But your father is right here begging for my forgiveness as we speak.
He's what? My dad is doing that? And he's apologizing to me? What are you talking about? Where is he?
That's right. He's apologizing right here, right in front of me.
Shut your mouth. My dad would never. You're lying to me. My dad isn't the kind of person who would apologize to some lowly worker drone just for a little scrape with his son.
And yet here he is just doing that. He's in my home as we speak. We're sitting at my table right now.
I don't believe you. This conversation has gotten ridiculous. And just why would my father take the trip all the way just to meet with you?
Well, his son did beat up the grandson of the chair of the board after all. It's only natural that he would go out of his way to apologize, don't you think?
Wait, sorry. What are you talking about?
I must have forgotten to tell you, but my grandfather is the chairman of the board.
Huh? Wait, you're trying to tell me that you're the chairman's grandson?
That's right. I'm none other than the prized grandson of my doting grandfather, chairman of the board. Ever since my dad died, my grandpa has been the acting company president. But in the future, all managerial rights will be transferred to me and I will take over the company.
But you can't do that. My father is the primary shareholder. My dad is even stronger than the company president. You could never do that.
I'm afraid that is where you're wrong, Kyle. Of course, the president of our company holds more power than your father. Or don't you know? Your dad only holds 3% of the company's stocks.
What? Do you even hear yourself? My dad is the primary shareholder. Now I know you're just lying to me.
The thing is, when the company first started, it was done with the assistance of many different investors. So most of the investors are just small shareholders.
And my dad is the largest with just 3% of the company?
Yes, it finally seems like you're starting to get it. Anyways, your dad is actually about to be arrested for carrying out insider trading.
Wait, what?
That's the real reason he came all the way here to apologize to me. Actually, your dad was in the middle of trying to work something out with my grandfather when they both heard about our little scuffle. So I guess at this point his apology might not cut it for your poor dad. I still don't quite feel like forgiving him, if I'm being honest.
But if my dad's arrested then... Please, Frank, I'm sorry, I promise. I'm such an idiot, I don't understand anything, so please... I'll sit and reflect on my actions. I'll think about all the things that I did wrong, so please forgive us.
Okay, I'll forgive you. If you quit.
You want me to quit?
Well, it's like you said. For all the things that you did wrong, it's only natural you should be fired. You never do your job. All you do is act belligerent and bother everyone else in the office. Don't you think that an employee who acts like that should be fired?
Please, anything but that. I'm begging you here. How am I supposed to apply for work at other big companies with the firing on my record?
Anyways, I need to start on this damages report, which I will need to file with the police.
But why? If I'm arrested, that'll be even worse than a firing.
Speaking of arrests, right after you joined the company, you let out some of the company's top secret information to your dear old dad, didn't you?
Me? No, I don't remember doing that.
And just after you did that, your dad went and bought more stocks, didn't he? Which means that you'll probably also be arrested as an insider and collaborator. And those charges are going to be alongside the assault ones, so it seems that you'll be in for quite the pinch.
Wait, now just a minute, please. Why are you talking about having me arrested all of a sudden? You think I was helping my dad with insider trading? Do you even have proof of the kind of accusations that you're making right now?
Oh, I do. I received some from Clarissa.
Clarissa did what?
You left behind plenty of proof of the trades you made. There's not a jury alive that would find you innocent.
No, you've got it all wrong. She just set me up, that's all.
You're saying that Clarissa set you up?
The truth is that she was threatening me. She was mad at me for turning her down, so she's trying to set me up as some kind of petty revenge.
So you're saying that Clarissa leaked the information to your dad? She's the inside trader?
Exactly, yes. She was in charge of the meeting where we talked about the classified information, and then after that she was telling her friends what stocks to buy. And then she told my father and I about some stocks to buy as well. That's exactly what happened, I promise. I was just doing what Clarissa suggested. I promise I've never done anything like insider trading in my life. The only one who should be punished for all of this is her.
Wow, you came up with that lie right away, didn't you? What you were saying about Clarissa going to her friends to tell them what stocks to buy was actually because ours were about to take a hidden price. I've already confirmed all of this with Clarissa herself.
What are you trying to say?
One of the conditions that Clarissa accepted for going back on that deal was that our stock price would dip slightly. So she went to some of her more wealthy friends to ask them for some support.
So then, how much profit did this time's stock purchase make?
It made no profit at all. But the problem isn't this time's. The problem is last time's purchase.
What do you mean?
I think you might be forgetting that I talked to your dad who leaked all that info to you right after joining us. You told him to buy as much as he could right away. And in the end, your dad ended up making a cool $3 million with that info, didn't he? That's where you come in as an inside trader.
No, that's just a coincidence. I promise that I never leaked any information, ever.
Did you really think that no one would ever find out? And did you really think there was no one else in the whole office when you committed your crime?
I had no idea anyone knew about that.
It's too bad, really. You're not even a good criminal. That's right, there was someone. Clarissa caught the whole exchange you made with your father and recorded it from the camera on her computer.
Wait, what? She recorded me?
Yep, I guess she was just careless and happened to leave the camera on. She must have just forgotten to stop the recording from her laptop once the meeting was over. So I guess the computer just continued recording even after she went home.
And you can see me talking on the phone in this video?
That's exactly right.
So you're really gonna have me fired and then arrested? Are you really so cruel? Do you know who I am? Who my family is?
Yep, that's basically the gist of it.
No, you can't. I'll be ruined. What'll happen to my career if you do this to me? I'll be left with nothing.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You really will be left with nothing. Speaking of, good luck finding another job at a company like this one. I can't think of a single place that would hire a convicted inside trader like you've become.
Then, how am I supposed to find a new job? What am I supposed to do for work if you're saying that no one will hire me?
Don't worry, I'm not done with you yet.
What? Please, show me some mercy. What else have I done?
Not you. I just don't think you should think too lightly about what my grandfather has in store. Your little sister, who was planning on joining the company next year, we've decided not to move ahead with her hiring.
You're even gonna go after my sister?
You know my grandfather is known as a kind of don of the financial world around these parts. I don't think there's a single company in the country where someone hasn't heard of him. And because of that, he is going to be putting a permanent hiring freeze on all members of your family.
A permanent hiring freeze?
Your elite family, your brother, your cousin, your grandpa, your niece, they're all fired.
Wait, please, just make this stop. You can't be serious. You can't fire all of us for this. Isn't that unfair? There's no way you could even make sure a whole family of people don't find jobs. Have you gone crazy? What are you even talking about?
Oh, it's not me doing all of this. It's all thanks to my grandpa. Besides, every single one of you are trash that belongs in the garbage anyways. Especially you. So proud after hitting someone, it's enough to make my blood boil.
What?
But it's not just you, Kyle. It's your whole family. I bet the whole family participates in some kind of insider trading within their companies. And I bet you knew all about it before joining mine. So you probably all profited off your little info leak.
No, I promise. I just started here, that's all. Besides, this is my first time ever doing something like this. So please, have some mercy. Can't you just forget about all of this and let me go just this once?
The lies just roll out of you naturally, don't they? There's no one left to help you here. Besides, you don't have any power in this company anymore.
What are you saying?
Just who do you think you are talking to someone this much better than yourself? After all, in this world, if power isn't everything, right? After that, one by one, all the Anderson family were arrested for insider trading. The family's crimes were quickly picked up by the news, and soon everyone knew all about what the Andersons had done. And the prodigal son, whose charges included among them assault, had plenty of articles written about him, exposing his explosive outbreaks and ways in which he bullied his co-workers. But wait, there's more. The entire Anderson family, which rode on their own coattails to success, entirely collapsed with none of the family members able to find secure employment. As for me, the one who exposed all these wrongdoings, I'm working hard to learn about leadership from my grandpa as I prepare to become the next official company president. And after a few years working in the position, when everyone has gotten used to the idea of me being in charge, I'm planning to propose to Clarissa. After all, in this world, power is everything, right? That's why every day I'm working as hard as I am to become a manager that everyone can respect.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, what happened to Jim's lunch? Did you make it? I talked to him and he said that you didn't bring it to him. What's going on? What? But I did. I made it for him. How much did you make? It probably wasn't enough. Thanks to you, my day out has been ruined. I was looking forward to having a good time with my friends. Jim wouldn't stop calling me and telling me how hungry he was. He wanted me to pick up sandwiches at the deli. Where are you? Are you even at home? You're a housewife. That's where you belong. I am at home. I haven't even stepped foot out of the house today. Jim never even said a thing to me about it. He didn't say that he was still hungry. I'm on my way to the deli now. You're going to have to pay me back for the sandwiches and for the gas money. What? Are you serious? You don't work and you can't even take care of the household. I had a feeling that an orphan like you would make a useless daughter-in-law. This proved that I was right. You don't know how to live with a family. That's why you suck at it. Gosh, I should never have given my blessing to your marriage. You're a waste of space. Compared to the daughter-in-laws that my friends have, I really drew the short straw here. Poor me. What do you mean? All of their friends get things like ballet tickets from their children, and here I am empty-handed. It was so embarrassing for me to tell them that I have a daughter-in-law that doesn't make any money for the house. Are you trying to hint to me that you want me to buy you a ticket to the ballet? That's a very roundabout way of asking. No, that is not what I'm saying. You can't even understand me. I'm saying that their daughter-in-laws have the means to buy things. So you want me to provide you with an allowance? Allowance? I'm not a child. You just don't get it. I guess I need to put it plainly since I'm not getting to you. Ugh, what did I do to deserve this? The best kind of daughter-in-law is a woman with a good education and a high-paying job. And the best kind of wife is a well-rounded, smart woman who can also do the housework. Timothy needs to find a better wife. I guess I'm not good enough for you. You're finally getting it. That took you quite some time. But just think about it. You haven't done anything remotely helpful since you got here, nor do you possess any attributes that I can proudly tell other people about. You don't come from a good family and you have 0 achievements. You haven't provided me with grandchildren, and on top of all that, you talk back to me. I'm the only one that doesn't have pictures of grandchildren to show anyone. All I can show are flowers from the garden, and you don't even help with that. I was so embarrassed today. Please don't say that. You don't know the whole story. It takes 2 to have children, and I'm not the one that has a problem. What are you trying to say? Are you saying that my son is the problem? How dare you complain about Timothy? You're not a doctor. You don't know anything. This is what I'm talking about when I say that you don't contribute anything but hardships to my family. But that's enough. I'm done wasting my breath. If I get any angrier, it won't be good for my blood pressure.
Hello, Martha. I just got some of the most delicious muffins. Would you like to have some with me tomorrow?
Hello, Sophia. Thank you very much for the offer. I'm so happy to hear from you. You've always been so nice to me.
Oh? Is everything all right? Did something happen today?
What makes you say that?
I was just wondering if Celia might have said anything to you. I live next door and, well, when the windows are open, I can hear what she's like. It must be tough on you to be on the receiving end of that.
If you keep talking like that, I'm going to cry.
So she did say or do something to you. What was it this time?
Just her usual spew of how bad I am as a wife. She keeps bringing up the fact that I'm an orphan and uses that to say that I'm not used to working as a family.
That's a bit cruel. She really goes too far sometimes, if you ask me. That was a card that life dealt you. It isn't your fault. If that ever happens again, you're always welcome to come over to escape it.
Thank you for your kind words. You have no idea how much they mean to me. Really, I can't thank you enough.
Oh, stop that. I should be the one thanking you.
But I haven't done anything for you.
But you have. When I was younger, a lot of things happened that made it hard for me to trust people. All my relatives lived very far away, and I decided that I wouldn't get married. I was fine living on my own. I thought that I had everything that I needed and no one to rely on. But that changed when I met you. You brought color into my life that I didn't know was missing. That's never happened to me before. I feel like I met a person who I can finally trust.
That can't be true. Besides, I didn't do anything.
Before you came along, I was known as the old lady on the street. No one ever bothered to get to know me. But you would always greet me and show me a smile. That was enough to brighten my day. At first, I was a little wary of you and didn't respond. But that didn't seem to faze you. You still greeted me every time you saw me. That made me very happy.
Oh, Sophia.
There were many times when I bought too much at the supermarket and couldn't bring everything in without multiple trips to the car. You were the only one that ever asked me if I needed help. It didn't matter what time of day it was. You always checked that I was doing all right on my own. You would always make sure that I hadn't slipped and fallen.
Oh, was it that obvious? I was always worried about you since you live alone.
I've always been sensitive towards the words and actions of others, be they good or bad. So when I finally took a good look at you, I thought that you weren't being a busybody, but someone who genuinely cared. It felt nice to have someone who cared.
Oh, you're blowing things way out of proportion. I was only trying to be a good neighbor.
I don't think I am exaggerating. To me, it was a big deal.
I'm glad you took it the right way.
They say that the foster care system can be very harsh and kids who come out of it always have a chip on their shoulder. But you turned out to be such a wonderful person. Or maybe that is why you're so mindful of others. If you don't mind me asking, did you have a hard time in foster care? Are you okay now?
Thank you very much for asking. I never thought that someone else would care about the experience that I had in the system. It's not really something I want to talk about over text, but maybe one day over a nice cup of coffee.
That sounds very nice. If you ever need help or someone to talk to, I'm right next door. If there is anything at all that I can help you with, I will do all that I can to help.
Really, thank you so much. Just the thought of you caring makes me very happy.
It might only seem like it's been a short time since we met, but I already think of you like a daughter. So don't hesitate to talk to me if you need to.
Okay. Thank you. Are you having fun on your trip? Yes, I am having a very nice time, thanks. Thanks for taking care of things around the house for me so I could go spend some time with my college friends. There was so much to do. I was really afraid I wasn't going to be able to meet up with them. I'll be back tonight. I bought a lot of souvenirs for everyone. We don't need souvenirs or anything else from you. We've decided that you're out of the family. I'm sorry, what? The divorce papers are waiting for you on the porch. Be sure to sign them in and bring them to the courthouse tomorrow. What do you mean? You want me out of the house? Oh no, that's not it. You're not the one who is leaving. We are. In fact, we already left. What? You left? I don't really understand. Timothy is finally having a child. What? A child? Yes. He's been secretly seeing someone for some time now, and his girlfriend is pregnant with their first child. He got so excited that he went and bought a new house for us to live in. He bought a new house? Not for you, of course. His girlfriend is in the architectural industry, so he was able to get a price way below market value using her connections. That is what a good daughter-in-law does. She brings in benefits to the family. Now that you have the daughter-in-law that you wanted and a grandchild, does that mean that you don't need me anymore? Yes, that is exactly what it means. For once, you seem to be able to understand what I'm saying to you. We're bidding our old lifestyle and our old useless maid farewell. We don't need to deal with that old witch from next door anymore either. Having her as the landlady always soured living in that house. So that's why you were so helpful so that I could go on my trip. You just wanted to get me out of the house. I should have known something was up. That's right. Good job figuring that out by yourself. By the way, don't even think about trying to get a divorce settlement. We're not even going to pay you a single cent. He's the one that cheated on me. I deserve some compensation. Compensation? We're the ones that deserve to be compensated. We fed you and basically took you in. But you couldn't even do a single thing to help out. He wouldn't have cheated if you had been a dutiful wife. That's why you're not going to get anything. There will be no division of assets, no alimony, nothing. There's no way I would agree to that. You were just a leech, so you don't get anything. Why don't you go get yourself a proper job? You're not fit to be a housewife. I'm really tired of you talking to me like this. Well, sorry that you can't handle the truth. I had to put up with a lot of things that made me tired too, though, thanks to you. But we're finally free of you. We can finally be happy as a family, and we're not going to let you ruin that. You already wasted enough of our time. How did I waste your time? We wasted so much time waiting for you to become worth our while. But fortunately, God sees those who have suffered and then rewards them for their suffering. We are finally being blessed by God because we had to deal with you. You were suffering? More like insufferable. Anyway, don't you think it's a little suspicious that you got everything that you wanted all at once? Especially the house. You don't think it seems a little too good to be true? Stop trying to rain on our parade. I know that you're saying that out of spite, but this is what's going to happen whether you like it or not. Now you need to face reality and see just how worthless you are. Is that all you have to say? Whatever. I'm over it already. It goes without saying, but it feels good repeating it. When you come home, no one will be there. Back to being just another orphan. You should be used to it at least. Wow. Truly the words of someone blessed by God. Shut it, you urchin. Don't ever show your face around us again. Oh, and you should know that we broke our lease on the house. You'll need to vacate that place as soon as possible, too. Or else that witch will kick you out. Martha, did you submit those divorce papers yet? Yes, I did. I literally waited outside the courthouse until it opened at 8 a.m. Wait! You idiot! Get those papers back! Tell them you want to cancel. Why would I ever want to do that? Because I said so. We don't want a divorce anymore. Do you know what you're asking of me? You can't just cancel a divorce like it's some online order. Once the papers have been turned in, it's out of my control. Besides, this was what you wanted, and you wanted it done as soon as possible. Fine then. You and Tim will just need to get married again. We'll meet you at the courthouse and get all the paperwork done. I'm sorry, but that's just crazy. I have zero intentions of marrying Timothy again and being part of your family again. Please just leave me alone. Enjoy your new life in your new house with your new family. If that's all you had to say, then I'm going to go now. Wait! Don't go yet. It was all a lie. It was all a scam. We were fooled.
You don't say.
That con artist. She lied about everything. She wasn't pregnant and she didn't find us a cheap house. There is no house that we can go to.
So you were tricked by Tim's girlfriend?
That's right.
What a shame.
This is all Timothy's fault. He found a young thing and only fell for her looks. He didn't bother to look into her background. He believed everything that she said. Just ate up all the lies that she fed him. That idiot even signed contracts without reading them. We paid $500,000 as the down payment for the house and took out a loan for $750,000. And nothing to show for it. $1 million gone. It was a honey trap.
You poor dears. I'm sorry to hear that.
We moved into the new place yesterday and we were settling in. But then a realtor came this morning and demanded that we leave. We told him that we bought the place, but he said that that was impossible. He said that he would call the police and have us arrested for trespassing. We tried again to explain our situation, but then he accused us of being squatters. Can you believe that? Then he actually did call the police and we were all arrested for trespassing.
Sorry, I mean, if it was a scam, why don't you show them some proof?
We don't have any evidence.
Really? You don't have any documents at all? What about bank statements showing the transaction?
Everything was done by cash and she said that she would handle all the paperwork.
Well, it sounds like you're really up the creek then. If you can't prove you were victims, I guess you can't have those charges dropped against you.
The world just isn't fair. There are some scary people out there and their main goal is to harm you. It's better to have you as a daughter-in-law because we can trust you.
Yeah, there's just one problem with that.
What's the problem?
We're not family anymore. Your problems have nothing to do with me.
Don't say something so horrible like that. Are you just going to let your family suffer like this? Timothy is really depressed right now. He hasn't spoken a word since we got here. And Jim is beginning to lose it. Even though he ate dinner last night, he's saying that he didn't have anything to eat. I don't know what to do anymore. Please, come to the police station and get us out of here.
Sorry, but I can't do that.
But you need us, Martha. We're the only family that you know. We're going to be a family again. It's going to be a beautiful reunion. It would be better if we lived all together. We're going to be so happy. You can't live by yourself. You need us.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm going to be living with Sophia from next door.
Next door? With that old witch?
She's not a witch. Her name is Sophia. I explained to her what happened and how I was going to be living alone from now on. She said that she will be my family.
You can't live with that old woman. She won't be able to do anything for you. You're a fool if you want to stay with her.
She's always been nice to me. That makes her better than you and your family already. Plus, she's actually really wealthy. Didn't you know that?
I don't know the details, but I am aware that she owned that house.
She actually owns a lot of property and buildings all around town.
There's no way that she can be that wealthy. She's just an old lady. Her house is moderate at best, and the clothes she wears are as old as she is.
You don't need to show off your wealth to prove that you are wealthy. She might not be living extravagantly, but she's also not missing anything that she needs. Anyway, we had a long chat yesterday, and she has decided to take me in. We will be a family from now on. On top of that, she's making me her heir.
Her heir? You're going to inherit her fortune? That's amazing! You're going to be so wealthy! I'm so happy that you're my daughter-in-law.
I think you've made a mistake. I'm not your daughter-in-law anymore. We're not related in any way.
Oh, don't say that. We are family. You are my son's wife. We're going to be so happy living together with all that money.
I don't ever remember being happy with you. In fact, I don't have any good memories of you at all.
Well then, we can make new memories together. Happy ones. Anything that you like.
All I have are bad memories and horrible feelings. I tried my best to do all the housework while looking after Jim.
Looking after? What do you mean, looking after him?
Did you not realize? He's showing all the signs of early onset Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's? He doesn't have that. Well, he doesn't want to go to the hospital to get tested, so I can't officially say that he has it. But I am certain that he does. He has all the symptoms and he is showing all the signs. No way. I can't believe it. It's going to be hard for Timothy to remarry now. He's going to have a lot of debt and he needs to take care of sick and aging parents. He's going to need to find a woman who is an absolute angel to help out. He doesn't have to find another wife. He has you. No, I'm not his wife anymore and I don't ever want to be his wife again. I'm finally free from your so-called family and I finally found a family of my own. I'm never going to go back to the way that things were. I'm going to pursue my own happiness now. I'm done living for others. I'm going to live for myself. Don't ever show your faces around here again. That family stayed in jail until their hearing. They were released on bail, but even after their release, they didn't have a house to go to. They were forced to move to the countryside where a cousin lived. That cousin was very kind to taken relatives that were neck-deep in debt and facing health problems. But in return, Timothy and his family had no choice but to help their cousin out with his fishing business. I heard that they have to wake up early every day and go to the docks. Then they have to haul everything to the market. But their work doesn't end there. They also need to gut and clean the fish. I can't imagine what that would smell like. They have to do all this in order to pay off their debt. From what I heard, though, that is the least of their troubles. Tim's father's Alzheimer's is getting progressively worse. There are times when he goes missing, so everyone has to stop working to go look for him. Each day of missed work is another missed opportunity to pay what they owe. I do feel sorry for them sometimes, but they brought this upon themselves. Meanwhile, I was given a second family. I couldn't be more happy living with Sophia. We take care of each other. She has shown me what it is truly like to be loved by family.
Hey, did you finish making me my dinner yet? I'm almost home and starving.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry. I thought that you said you wouldn't be needing me to cook for you tonight.
Well, my plans have changed. Now I'm coming home and I'm almost there. Hurry up and make me something. And it better not be any of that canned or instant slop. I need a real meal. Do you understand?
Oh my, but it's already almost midnight.
Did I ask for your input on the situation? No, I only told you to get cooking. If you don't start cooking something for me right this instant, I swear I will go and tell my dad about this.
Nora, please don't do that. I really don't want this to become another giant fight, okay? Please? All right then. What time do you think that you will arrive home by?
I'll be getting there in 20 minutes, so you better have something good and warm cooked up for me by then.
20 minutes? But that's barely enough time to get any kind of meal cooking done. Is there any way you could give me just a little bit more time to make you something yummy?
Look, I might come home, I might not. That really shouldn't matter for you, though. Just cook something, have it ready in 20, and wait to see if I come home or not. I'll be there soon. Maybe. All you do around the house is just sponge up our money and lie around doing nothing. The least you can do is prove yourself to be some kind of use for your family. It's sad that I'm having to explain all this to you, really.
You're right. I'm very sorry.
And thanks to your bad foot, all you do is take up space and make it difficult just to get around my own darn house. And your stupid cane is so noisy every day. You're always making a huge racket. I don't think the house has had a single moment of peace and quiet since the day you stepped foot in it.
I really am sorry. It's not like I choose to do any of those things.
I didn't ask for your pathetic apologies. I really, truly don't care about whatever you have to say. If you really cared about us or this house at all, then you would get up and go get a real job like my dad so that you can at least contribute something to the people providing you a roof over your head.
Yes, you're right. Though I have really been trying to contribute to the family expenses with my online job. You do know that I work, don't you?
Of course I know all about your little job. I also know that you barely make enough for whatever effort you are putting in to be worth it. What was the last thing you bought for this house? Anyways, it's an online job that you do from home on your laptop. It's not like it was ever going to be anything great anyways. I'm really not all that surprised when it comes down to it. By the way, my stomach is rumbling. Have you finished that cooking yet? I'm getting closer to the house.
I'm sorry, dear. I am working as fast as I can. I will have to put down my phone for a moment to finish all of this.
Well, then hurry up and get back to work.
Honestly, dear, did you really have to break the dishes?
You've really got some nerve. Do you think I am playing some kind of game with you? Was that sad excuse for a meal what you call cooking? That was the most disgusting carbonara, if you can even call it that I have ever tried to eat in my life. Besides, it's almost midnight. I wasn't looking for a full-course Italian meal. Maybe if you tried using that little brain of yours, you could have come up with the thought that maybe she just needs something light to fill her up. But no, you couldn't even manage that.
You're right, dear. I'm sorry. It's just, I only had 20 minutes and pasta was all I had that would cook so quickly.
Well, you shouldn't have been thinking pasta in the first place. Don't you know how heavy it is? Especially if I'm eating it at midnight? Anyways, that was one of the worst meals I have ever had the displeasure of putting into my mouth. It really does belong on the toilet where I dumped it all. So make sure you clean up the kitchen before my dad gets home tomorrow. And that means picking up all the bits of food and glass. I want it looking spotless. Got it?
Yes, of course. I'll make sure it gets cleaned. I really am sorry, dear. I thought carbonara was one recipe I could cook quite well. I'm really sorry you didn't like it. Your father always seems to love it.
Wow, you really are just sad, aren't you? You think anyone would enjoy eating anything you cooked? I doubt you could even handle a bowl of cereal. Everything was so much better before you came into my life. Do you know that?
Well, I'm very sorry you feel that way, Nora.
Why did my dad have to make such a dumb cripple his wife? Well, in any case, I'm getting married soon, and when I do, I can move out and then I won't have to worry about seeing your face ever again.
Oh, I didn't know you were engaged to be married.
Well, I am. So make sure you get me something good as a wedding gift. Got it? It's not like we're rich after all. We've got needs, so don't even think I'll let whatever wedding present you get double count as payback for all my dad and I have done for you.
Oh, I see. Of course, dear. I will try and think of something special for you.
Anyways, I'll talk to you later. I already had to step out again. I'm going to get a burger and try to wash down that garbage you put on a plate and left out for me.
Well, if that's really how you feel, then I suppose I can't stop you. Yes, I'm sorry. I just can't stand to live with Nora anymore. It's all become too much for me. I know it's all happening so quickly, but I just can't stay in the house any longer. So then, I take that you won't be attending her wedding next week too, is that right? I just can't bring myself to attend. I know the timing is just horrible, but please understand. No, I understand. Really, I do. I hope you know that I can't help but feel like this is my responsibility too. I know that I haven't really been at the house as much as I should have with work. And because of that, Nora and I haven't really been talking all that much either. She has always been a bit of a daddy's girl, and I wonder if she saw you as someone who would come between her and I. Yes, I've been told about as much from several people. At first, I thought that I could take it, but I've really reached my limit. And she's always making fun of my bad leg. I've seen the messages she sent you. They're unforgivable, really. I cannot believe she would really say those things. Though I completely understand why they are making you feel like you have no other choice but to leave us. You know that this has nothing to do with my feelings for you, right, Richard? I am just so terribly sorry for all the pain and suffering that my daughter has put you through. Some days I really do think it would be best to disinherit her. But I really do want to believe that she can change. After all, she is my daughter. Yes, and I really do hope that you two can patch things up. By the way, how is the wedding coming along? It's not too expensive, is it? Well, Nora says that she isn't worried about it at all, but what has really been worrying me is her fiancé. He came over and I met with him not that long ago. He is just one of the scummiest men I have ever met. Of course, this isn't the first time that Nora's choice in men has been questionable, but I just wish she was going to marry someone a little sweeter. Well, he came to ask for Nora's hand in marriage, right? Why did you say okay? I know. I just can't stand up for myself when it comes to my little girl. You know her mother died when she was young. It's only ever caused problems for us. And when she gets it into her head that she is going to do something, well, I just can never bring myself to discipline her. It's a bit pathetic, really. Well, I won't disagree with you there. And if you think that she is going to get any better when you are treating her like that... Anyways, the wedding is next week, so I should leave you to it. Good luck with everything. Right.
Hey! My wedding is next week. Where is my wedding present?
Excuse me? I don't have any kind of present for you, I'm afraid.
Huh? And just what do you think you mean by that? You do know that my wedding is around the corner, right? And we're both still so young. How dare you try and sneak your way out of giving us our gift?
I'm sorry, but I have nothing to do with you anymore. Please leave me alone.
Nothing to do with me? Leave you alone? Just where do you get off? You're my stepmom, aren't you? And if you were a good one, then you would cough up the $30K for my wedding. I think that's the least you could do, don't you?
Okay, you little brat. I have had just about enough of your attitude.
What?
I won't be taking any more of your backtalk, you spoiled little girl. Your father and I have already divorced. Do you understand? You and I have nothing tying each other together. Please never contact me again.
Excuse me? What are you going on about? Okay, so you're saying you're not going to come to my wedding then?
And just why would I? Why would I want to see a pile of garbage like you put on a wedding dress?
What are you saying? You can't just cut us off because you say so. Besides, aren't you ashamed to be leaving a single dad and his daughter with only one income?
Well, I had thought all of that until sometime around tonight, actually. But now I have no problem calling you exactly what you are. A spoiled brat.
Well, you must have been holding all this in for some time. Fine, I get it. Well, how about at least just the present then?
I beg your pardon?
Well, I was your daughter at one point. The least you can do is give me a wedding gift, right? Please at least give me some money. I really desperately need some.
And just what might happen to you if I don't pay?
Well, it's just... I thought I could count on you for the $30K. Without it, I won't be able to pay for my wedding, so please, I need it.
What are you talking about? You were planning for it with money you got at the wedding?
No, the wedding is paid for and all, but it was actually my fiancé who paid for it all, so...
So what? Just spit it out already.
So if I don't pay him, then I'm going to be in big trouble.
But it's your guy's wedding. Why is your fiancé hounding you so much about money when you two are about to get married? I'm really not sure what kind of trouble you could be getting into since it'll be just the two of you.
Well, let's just say that I wouldn't want to piss off this guy's family is all.
What? Are you saying that your fiancé and his family are... you know...
Yes, that's right. And they are starting to wonder about me, so I really don't want to give them any reason to be putting me down. And if my fiancé found out that I couldn't pay, well, then he'd hate me.
So you've gone and got yourself involved with a sketchy fiancé and his even sketchier family? I'm sorry, but I can't help you. We're not related at all anymore. But perhaps you should take this opportunity to really reflect on your actions.
Wait!
Anyways, I am going to be blocking you now. So, it was nice knowing you.
Wait! Dad, please, I need your help.
Nora, what's the matter, sweetie?
Actually, well, I need a little bit of money. It's about the wedding. I ended up needing to use the money we put away and... Anyways, could I borrow some, please, Daddy?
Again. And just what happened to everything that you two had put away? I'm looking over the expenses and invoices. Just what else do you need to pay for?
Dad, forget about that. You wouldn't get it. I just need the money, okay? You've never had a problem giving me cash before.
I'm sorry, but I can't. I've always been far too easy on you. I've decided to step up and lay down some rules for you. Now, Tell me exactly what you need this money for.
Please! I promise it's for the wedding. So please just give me the money.
But I thought that the wedding was already paid for. I remember helping you for all those expenses too. So what happened to all that money?
Well, I used it.
You what?
I thought that Jean would also be pitching in, so I used all the money you gave me. And then Jean suddenly flipped out and said that she wasn't going to my wedding. At this rate, I won't be able to afford my wedding. I don't know what to do.
I still don't understand. How could you have used the money but the wedding is all paid off? I thought that was the arrangement we agreed on.
Well, that was actually my fiancé's family putting up the money. They paid about $30K, which I thought was all right. But if I don't get any money from you, then I won't be able to pay back him or his family.
I see. So you've gotten into a bit of trouble and came to me?
Yes, exactly. So please help me, Dad.
And so just how much is it that you owe your fiancé's family?
I need about $20K. The other half was covered by his family.
But I gave you $20K a few months ago, didn't I? You told me then that you were having trouble paying for the marriage, too.
Well, yes. And I am very grateful for that, of course.
I'm sorry, but I will need to ask for that money back.
What?
So I guess you owe both your fiancé and his family as well as me $20K. How are you going to pay that all back?
Wait, you can't do that. I am really sorry for just spending the money that you gave me for the wedding, but I promise that I know what I did was wrong. I have really spent time thinking about what I've done. So please, you can't just leave me in this situation.
Well, that's why I have to tell you this. Nora, I cannot begin to describe what a disappointment you have turned out to be. I have no intention of helping you anymore.
What? But I'm your own daughter!
I've just finished speaking with your fiancé's parents. After you told me about all the things they had done to help you, I thought I should call them and properly apologize.
And?
The wedding was $28K, and I heard that his family put up $14K of their own money for it. Just what is that? What happened to the $20K?
Yeah, well, Oh, Daddy, I'm so sorry. I guess I just fell into some temptation with all that money.
You were tempted. So you just thought you could get $60K out of your own father?
Well, yeah, I suppose that's it. I guess I just wanted to have some fun and goof off before becoming someone's wife.
I see. Well then, I hope you enjoy your fun. I assume you'll have quite some time before you're ever someone's wife.
What does that mean?
Well, it seems that your fiancé began to have second thoughts about the wedding over all this. Anyways, apparently he talked to Jean about you a little. And I guess he heard way more than enough about you to make up his mind.
What?
So he decided to cancel the wedding. I guess he was borrowing money from quite a few people and needed to square his debts.
What? And just for that, he's going to cancel the wedding?
I'm sure you've already heard, but that also means that there'll be a cancellation fee for the venue. It's half of what it would cost, so that amounts to $7K you'll have to pay back. If you had gone through with the wedding, it would have been the full $14K though. Talk about silver linings.
OMG.
And I'll also be taking back that $20K you swindled from me.
Come on. I didn't swindle you.
I don't want to play semantics with you, Nora. You tricked me and used me for money. I always worried that was making things so tough for you, but instead I was always only spoiling you. Well, I'm afraid that is going to change. Until you pay back all the money you owe me, you are officially out of my will.
You're taking me out of your will? So you're just gonna kick me to the curb like this?
That's right. You'll have to go and find your own home now. Anyways, I will send you the information for the bank transfer soon. Make sure you send all the money you owe there. But first, make sure you pay back your fiancé.
Wait! There's no way I can afford all that!
You know, I misjudged him as a bit of a bad boy, but he's really just a good guy who can be clumsy with his words. And to think you were so close to marrying such a good guy.
Please, Dad, just let me stay at the house. That's all I ask. I promise I'll find a real job, and I'll even find a night job I can do from home. I'm begging you.
Oh, you'll be doing all of those things anyway. Better start searching. After that, Nora was kicked out of the house, She tried going to her fiancé's parents to apologize, but was denied. Apparently, she was warned never to visit them again until every last cent was paid back. I also learned this a bit later, but apparently Nora completely lied about her fiancé covering the wedding fees. Instead, what she did with all the money her fiancé gave her was pocket it and spend it. Apparently, she thought that if she told me about how her fiancé was paying for the wedding, that I would hand over the money just like that. It was a well-thought-out scheme. She could have even gotten away with canceling the wedding once I had paid her. However, as it stands now, it cost $14,000 to cancel the wedding, leaving Nora with a total debt of $34,000 before she was kicked to the curb. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Hey, I have a business trip the day after tomorrow. What are you talking about? I'm having the baby this month. You can't leave. Well, I don't really have a choice. It's for my job. You'll just have to have the kid by yourself. Got it? How can you say something like that? This is my first kid and I'm really nervous that something might go wrong. So what? You just want me to go and tell my boss that I won't do my job? That's not what I said. The whole reason I was asked to do this is because I'm the best at what I do. So you really couldn't refuse or ask for it to be given to someone else? Well, why would I say no to a chance like this? Don't you want to be there when your first child is born? I always pictured you by my side when it happened. Why would I want to be there for that? You think I want to sit there and watch you scream about how much it hurts and see all those bodily fluids? No, thank you. You're terrible! When did you become so mean? What happened to my sweet husband? Okay, just calm down. Don't get all whiny on me. Besides, getting upset isn't good for the kid, right? And just who do you think is getting me so upset in the first place? Well, I don't really even need a kid, you know. What are you talking about? How can you say that? I mean, I really wasn't even 100% about marrying you. But then you had to go and get pregnant. Ugh, you're honestly such a hassle. Are you being serious? Have you always felt this way about me? Yeah, pretty much. I just never said anything till now. But I don't get it. You were the one who told me that you wanted to have kids. Yeah, but I wasn't being serious about any of that, duh. But you told me to stop taking birth control so that I could try and get pregnant. This child is all because you said you wanted it. Yeah, but I didn't know the pill was also birth control. I just meant that I wanted to stop using condoms. Are you seriously that stupid? I don't believe what I'm hearing. This is ridiculous. You seriously need to chill out. Don't worry, we're married and I'll make sure to help raise the kid or whatever, okay? I'm not a psycho or anything like that. You say that, but I really just don't know what to think with the way that you've been talking about all of this. I already said that it's going to be fine, okay? But the point is that work comes first. In fact, you make more than me, so you just need to focus on getting back to work as soon as you can. What are you talking about? Are you seriously more worried about money than having our kid? Wow, I really can't believe you. I went out of my way to marry an old woman like you, and you think that you can complain to me? Old woman? What are you talking about? Well, it's true, isn't it? I mean, you're about to turn 30. You should be glad that a younger guy like me even showed any interest in you. Honestly, do you even know how you sound right now? Your friend introduced us and I thought that you were cute. Well, yeah, you would think I was cute. Cougars like you are so easy to read. But I didn't really see anything else but an old maid looking to relive the days of her youth. Well then, why did you even bother asking me out in the first place? Well, that's easy. You do have one really big charm about you. What do you mean? What charm do I have? Oh, come on. You aren't going to make me say it so easily. I seriously have no idea what you're talking about at all. Look, the point is that you're already pregnant and about to give birth. We're locked into this together whether we like it or not. But you are going to help me raise this kid, right? I mean, we're doing all of this together, aren't we? Yeah, I mean, mostly. Probably. But you know, it's not on the top of list of things to do. But you just said that you would! How about I worry about working hard so that we have enough on our table to eat and never have to worry about losing the house, and you just focus on the kid. That sounds pretty fair to me. Is this overseas business trip of yours even real? I have my doubts. Of course it is. But don't bother to call my work asking about it. You'll just slow down the workday. Don't you think those last few messages were just a little too suspicious? I am basically certain that he is taking this trip to go and cheat on me. My name is Gemma, and I am 29 years old. I am now realizing just how big of a mistake I made marrying this man. It was all thanks to an old mutual friend, James, that we met. I knew James all throughout elementary school, and he is still a close friend. About a year ago, he introduced me to Dan at a bar. Apparently, they worked at the same company. There was a time when I really loved Dan and saw the good in him, but I don't think I can do that anymore. Especially with the way that he treats me these days. Hey, Gemma. I hope you've been doing well. You're probably just about ready to have that baby of yours now, right? Oh, hi, James. Yeah, I should be having it any day now, I guess. Is everything all right? I feel like you seem a bit down. I'm fine. There's just a lot going on right now, I guess. Oh, geez. I am really sorry to hear that. I hope things turn around for you soon. James, I have a question. How come you hardly ever talk to me anymore? It feels like you've been avoiding me for some time now. Oh, no. I'm really sorry about that. I haven't been trying to avoid you at all. I just thought that you would have wanted more time with your new husband, so I've been keeping out of the way. I know that we're supposed to be in our honeymoon phase, but it just doesn't feel that way at all. To be honest, it feels like things are already falling apart. So, something did happen then, huh? Yeah, even Dan has been acting strange lately. He has? Strange how? Well, he's just been asking for a lot of time off of work. But it doesn't seem like he's spending his time off with you, does it? So you mean, you think he might be spending it with someone else? The truth is that I saw him in town not that long ago with some other woman. I'm really sorry you have to find out this way. Ugh, I knew it. So, he is cheating on me. I had a suspicion. In fact, people have been talking around the office and the rumors are starting to get pretty worrying. But he told me that he was going away on a business trip. Are you telling me that that was a lie? No, he is going away on a business trip. That is true. The thing is that he was begging our supervisor to send him on some kind of business trip. In fact, he basically stole the trip that I was supposed to go on. So you're telling me that he was trying to go abroad right now? Abroad? He's just going to Chicago. So then he only told me half of the truth. I had no idea he was still going to be in the country. But I really can't believe it. I mean, why would he want to go on this trip when you're 9 months pregnant at home? This is too much. I'm going to try and call him. Thank you, James. That really means a lot. I feel so ashamed for not guessing all of this sooner. I don't even know what to say. I feel so horrible, too. I was the one who introduced you two, after all. I'm sorry that I helped push you two together. No, it isn't your fault at all. You had no idea that any of this would happen. You only had good intentions. I know that. So you're not mad at me?
I'm not mad at you at all. But being married to Dan hasn't been easy, I'll say that much. I feel like if I ease up at all, though, that I might break down and cry. I'm really, really sorry for where you're at right now. I wish I could do more. I mean, Dan told me that he didn't really care whether or not we had kids while I was pregnant. He told me that he didn't even want to marry me. Can you believe that? He said that? That's terrible. How could he say that? I mean, I don't know if I'm more angry or more sad. I am just going through so many emotions right now. But more than anything, I'm just really, really tired. Well, I am so sorry for all you're going through. It's terrible because Dan isn't even worth being so upset about. I still can't believe that he tricked you. Please don't blame yourself for any of this, okay? But I'm almost 30. If I leave Dan, then who would want to marry an old woman like me? And as a single mother, it's hopeless. Did he tell you all of that? You shouldn't listen to him at all. He is just trying to play off your insecurities, but you can't let him win. But what can I do? What other options do I have? Actually, I think I just thought of something that we could try. I know how we can get back at him. Really? You do? What did you think of? I just want to ask something. Is there even a part of you that wants to stay with Dan at all? Not even an atom. I'm sad that my child will grow up without a father, but in all honesty, that's probably better than growing up with Dan. All right then. That's all I needed to hear. I'll get him back for you. What do you mean? What are you going to do? I'm not going to physically hurt him or anything like that, so please don't worry about that. Everything is going to be perfectly legal. But why won't you tell me what you're going to do? Can't you tell me? I don't want you to worry about this any more than you already are. You can just rest at home and let me handle everything. But aren't you busy with work? You don't have to do all this just for me, you know. Well, I can't stand by and let you be hurt anymore. Anyways, I think I might have some idea about who Dan is cheating on you with. I couldn't believe that James would think of a plan to get back at Dan all for me. All I knew was that something big was waiting for Dan when he got home from Chicago. Hey, honey. I'm just about to head home. Is that really all you have to say to me? You aren't even going to ask if your own child was born yet or how I'm doing? Oh, yeah. I almost forgot about that. So, did you have the kid yet? I did. And we are both safe and sound. Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry. I was just super busy with work. Don't get mad at me for things that are out of my control. Well, did you bring back any souvenirs? Maybe a deep dish pizza or something? Deep dish? Why would you ask that? Well, after all, you're only coming home from Chicago, aren't you? How did you know that? Did you call my company to check in on me? No, I didn't actually. James reached out to me and told me that you were still in the country for your business trip. He did what? Ugh, I really just wish that he would mind his own business. But why did you lie to me? Why say that you were going abroad? Well, I just thought that it would have sounded cooler if you thought I was going abroad. Is that really why you lied to me? What kind of stupid excuse is that? What is with your attitude, huh? The kid is fine, right? I'll meet you when I get home. You need to chill out. There is no way that I am ever going to let you meet this kid. You're an idiot! What did you just say to me? So tell me, how was your trip? Did you meet up with your girlfriend? Did you two have fun together? My girlfriend? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me. I know everything. Don't try and lie to me about what you've done. Do you have any proof of any of this? It isn't like you followed me to Chicago. You have no idea what you're talking about. I actually managed to get a hold of your little girlfriend, if you must know.
That's a lie. There is no way that you talked to her.
But I have to say, I am just shocked. I mean, what were you thinking, going out with your president's wife? You have seriously got a pair on you, you know that?
Wait, no. This is all just one big misunderstanding.
You know that even people at your office know about it, right? And you've been fired.
What do you mean? What are you saying?
She confessed to everything, and now there is nowhere for you to run.
But how did everyone find out? What happened? I thought we were keeping it a secret.
Do you even realize how many times the two of you have been sighted around town? You weren't subtle about it at all. And then at the same time that you went to Chicago, she just happened to take a trip there as well. Even the president knew what was happening.
So then, she told him about everything?
That's right. Honestly, just what were you thinking?
Well, it isn't like I love her or anything like that. But she's rich and, well... Yeah, she's rich. I figured I could get a piece of that, and she basically treated me to a free trip to Chicago.
You really are a horrible person. You know that, right?
But it isn't my fault. I mean, the president is so busy and he never has any time for his wife. He just leaves her alone all the time. Isn't that horrible?
Unlike certain other people, I know for a fact that your president always makes time to take his wife out each week. Everyone at your company knows that.
Wait, really? He does? I had no idea about that. That's amazing.
Don't go complimenting him and don't change the subject. Don't you know how much trouble you're in?
Well, it was fun while it lasted. Besides, once you recover and go back to work, I won't have to worry about money anymore. I don't mind being fired.
You think that I am going to sit by while you leech off of my hard work? I am going to divorce you.
For what? Just one little affair? Come on, you're overreacting.
Is that really all you think this is about? You've done so much more than that. You told me that I had one charm about me that kept you here. Well, I finally figured it out. You know that James liked me, and so you decided to try and steal me for yourself.
Oh, so the secret is finally out, huh? But it isn't like he was making any moves. Anyways, did he finally confess to you?
I don't want to be with you anymore.
Well, fine. I don't need you anyways. Like I said, I never wanted this kid anyways.
Well, are you almost home yet?
No, I just got my bags and I'm headed towards the parking lot.
Oh, I see. Well, your parents should be waiting there for you.
What do you mean? What are they doing here?
What do you think?
I have no idea. And my brother is here too. What's going on?
I guess you'll find out.
I have a really bad feeling about this. I have to run. I have to get out of here.
Well, good luck with that.
Oh crap, they're following me. This can't be happening.
Dan tried to run as soon as he saw his family waiting for him. His brother caught up to him right away and dragged him back to their car. I heard that they lectured Dan for at least 3 hours for what he did. They decided that he would be taking a job with his brother as a construction worker, and that his brother would keep a close eye to make sure that Dan stayed out of trouble and made enough money to pay his child support. But the story doesn't end there.
So I guess it seemed like my plan worked, huh?
It really did. I can't thank you enough. You did amazing, James.
I'm just really happy that I could help you out of such a messy situation.
By the way, I think there is something we should talk about.
Oh, you mean how I said that I liked you? You really don't need to worry about that. I shouldn't have even mentioned it. But I really have had a crush on you ever since high school. But I always thought that you only thought of me as a friend.
But you're wrong. It's not like that.
What do you mean by that?
Ever since we were in high school, I've always had a big crush on you two.
Wait, you did? I never knew any of that.
But you had a girlfriend at the time, and so I thought that you just wanted to stay friends with me too.
Well, I wished her that we would never date, so I just tried going out with some other people in the meantime. But my feelings for you never changed.
James, would you like to come to my place today? I would love it if you met my little baby.
I would love that.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.